Hey, welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at Buzzwole EX. Now, Buzzwole EX is super strong right now in the meta. It got, I think, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place in the past Ursi Day tournament, so it is a really viable deck if you want to be taking it onto the ladder. But let's take a look at Buzzwole EX real quick. So it has 140 HP, it's a grass-type Pokemon, which is important, has 2 attacks, Punch, 2 energies, you're doing 30, but Big Beat, 3 energies, you're doing 120, but you can't use Big Beat the following turn, which is not that big of a deal because we have a lot of support for Ultra Beasts that make this card super viable. And we also have the grass support that we can throw into this deck as well, which just makes this Buzzwole just super tanky with the Leaf Cape and the Ericas. So yeah, Buzzwole has everything going for it. So let's take a look at some of the new cards that we got with this new set that makes this card busted. First, I want to talk about Celesteela real quick. Celesteela is broken right now in Ultra Beast decks because it has the ability Ultra Thrusters, which lets you switch between Ultra Beasts from your bench to your active. So this is really great because it essentially mitigates the Big Beat's negative effect of not being able to use it the next turn, because we have a lot of attackers in this deck that only have a 1 retreat cost. So what you can do is pivot into those attackers, freely retreat, and then use the Big Beat again. So let's talk about those attackers real quick. The first one is Kartana. Kartana is super great in this deck because it's essentially Farfetch, but for Ultra Beast. It also is a grass-type Pokemon, so you can put a Leaf Cape on it, you can use Erica on it as well, which makes it super great as your starting attacker because it has the Thrash Metal attack for 1 grass energy, you're hitting for 40, so you can apply a lot of pressure early on if this is what you start in your active. The next attacker we have is Pheromosa. Pheromosa essentially the same thing, grass type Pokemon, Ultra Beast, but it also has a Jump Blues attack, which does 20 to the active, but then also does 20 to your opponent's bench. So this is really great as a secondary attacker in case your opponent is setting up like a Giratina or a Darkrai on the bench. You could use the Jump Blues to ping those Pokemon on the bench, and then you can combo this with like Cyrus to pull those things into the active, and then come in swinging with the Big Beat on the Buzzwole. And then the card that makes this deck work is the Lusamine. Of course, you can only use this if you've given up a point, but when you do, you can attach 2 energies from your discard pile to an Ultra Beast Pokemon. So this essentially lets you power up a Buzzwole in just 1 turn. You can just use the Lusamine, get 2 energies, and then attach for it, and then you're just swinging as soon as your opponent has taken a prize. And if you notice that the Kartana and the Pheromosa are pretty low in HP, you could put Leaf Capes on them as well, but they have 60 and 70 HP respectively, so they're going to go down pretty easily, but that's in our favor because then we can use the Lusamine and then just start swinging with the Buzzwole. I want to talk about the Beastite tool real quickly. This tool is actually really cool in the Ultra Beast deck because it allows you to do extra damage based on the number of points that you've taken. So if you've taken 2 points, then you're doing 20 extra damage. So it's really cool. I wanted to test it out just because it's a new card. But if you look on the Limitless page, you'll see that this is probably swapped out with like say a red, which I don't mind that. I think that's a decent switch if you wanted to make an adjustment to the deck. That's pretty much it for the deck list. The deck is super strong right now. And if you look at all the tournament winning decks, they mess around with the different counts of cards, but this is essentially the baseline 20. So I saw a list that played double Pheromosa and double Cyrus to really utilize that bench sniping, so you could try that. I saw another list that forgoed the red or the Beastite entirely and did double Erica and double Leaf Cape, which just utilizes the healing a lot more. So definitely pick what playstyle you definitely want to try out. But let's hop on the ladder and I'll show you how this deck runs. Okay. Luxray, Electabuzz. I definitely want to try this deck. It looks really interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and Leaf Cape the active preemptively. Not that I'm worried about anything from them at the moment, but I want to use Jump Blues as much as I can, sort of spread damage. There's a Zeraora. Looks like it's just a bite, and then Thunderclap Flash. Okay. Can't red card them here. So we got the Kartana. Let's still do the Jump Blues and ping the Zeraora, because this will come up. They won't KO us. Gonna do 50 here. I could Cyrus pull this back up, force them to attach energy, but that just feels like a waste. I could retreat, go into the Kartana and hit for 40, which puts them at 30. I might do that. This also puts energy in the discard, so I can Lucamine once something goes down. They also don't have Electrical Cord yet. So it would be nice to get this KO here before they can start spreading. I know they have Volkner though. Volkner does help them out a lot. Ooh. Let's red card them now. It's not a huge red card, but it's something. They have used up a Pokeball, so... do I Erica here? This puts me back up to... no, I don't want to Erica here. I'll just go Thrash Metal. Take the knockout on the Zeraora. If they do evolve into Electivire, then we can just come in with Buzzwole, Lucamine, even attach the Beastite to do 130. I don't remember how much HP they have though. I think they have... I think it's 120, right? It's not a lot. Alright, they can Thunder Spear and knock out the Pheromosa. And there's the Cord. Oh, they just knock out the active. Second Buzzwole here would have been nice. Alright. This is an interesting deck. I do want to try this. It looks really cool. Being able to preserve energies and then using Volkner to get any discarded energies back into play with Luxray, to use with Luxray and Electivire could be really good. So I'm excited for that. But they just retreat. They might have a Volkner in hand. Oh no, they played this Luxray, which is interesting. Alright. So they are going to hit from the 90. But I think we just have game with Cyrus. Alright, because we do 20 plus Cyrus onto that. I do like the synergy between all of those cards though. Alright, looks like it's Dark Tina back at it again. Okay, we got Kartana, which is great. Don't want to commit the cape just yet. We'll just pass. So even if they do just keep this Tina in the active, we could pressure it with some decent amount of damage with the Kartana. And then Darkrai we do hit for weakness, so we don't need any modifiers on that front. But it looks like they're powering up the Tina itself. Ooh, that's dirty. Okay. Okay. We have the Pheromosa. I'll put that down as a secondary option. We'll go with the Kartana for thrusters. Put it into the active. And then a red card. I know they didn't play anything. They didn't have Darkrai to begin with, but they had a huge hand and they already played a research, so I think the red card was best used there, because then they're going to be down another turn. Alright, they have Cape. Did they get the Darkrai now? I think they do. Yep, there it is. Alright. Just Nightmare Aura. We do have Lusamine in hand. I'll go ahead and attach here. I don't need to cape anything, right? Like, they can't attack with Giratina next turn. They do 20 to me here. And then I could Erica, keep it alive, keep hitting the Tina. Yeah, I think I'm fine with just using the Kartana to apply pressure. Now this is where Repel could be really good, right? Just get a knockout on the Darkrai. Right? I guess not a knockout, but you know what I mean. Start putting pressure on that. I don't want to cape this guy. I'll use the Erica. And then I could save this Lusamine for a second Buzzwole, which we didn't get, but that's fine. We don't need it just yet. Just go ahead and Thrash Metal. I want to save the Guzma because I feel like they're going to cape the Darkrai this next turn. Okay, they got Leaf, so they're going to retreat this Darkrai finally. Or Giratina finally into the Darkrai. Now what they're going to try and do is Nightmare Aura into Tina, KO, Guzzlord, which is probably where the cape should be played, so that they don't have access to that play next turn. Okay, we got Lusamine, but we don't have another Buzzwole, which is... Would have liked to have seen another Buzzwole. But we can do this. Let me go ahead and just Guzma. Then we can Big Beat. And that is why I like this deck, because it hits Darkrai for weakness. And this is essentially checkmate. They can't put in the Darkrai. If they come in with the Tina, they can attack, but then they lose 20. Okay, they put the helmet on, but I can just retreat, go in with Jump Blues. And they have a potion. Okay. So this is a little bit trickier now. Okay. Pokeball into second Buzzwole works. Do we have energy in the discard? We have 1. Glad I checked, because we do need 2. I guess not necessarily. We could have just punched them as well too. And that is GG's. Cutting it close down to the wire, Buzzwole, but we got there all in the end. It's not that crazy, especially in Soboleo's case, because they go down to 160. They can evolve, attack pretty much their second turn. Let's do this. And then they go down to 150 still. You hit them for 120. They Lily. They, you know, return, potentially KO you too. Yeah, it's tough. Okay. I don't want to put the Buzzwole just yet because they could ping the Buzzwole, but we can. We could just start swinging with Kartanas. It'd apply a lot of pressure. Now they need Rare Candy into Greninja, which I'm assuming they'll get. Maybe not. Alright, is this attach pass? It's attach retreat? Pass. Alright, this is where Pheromosa comes in. We can use Pheromosa to take the knockout on that Froakie. I don't know why they attached the helmet to the Froakie and not the Giratina, but we'll take it. I think I will manually retreat because I do want the energy in the discard. And then we will attach to the Pheromosa. And then use Jump Blues, because then they can't attack next turn still. Which is good. We take a point. If we can get a Beastite, we're hitting for 130. Even with, say, like Heal. They have Lightning Energy, so that tells me that Oricorio could live in this deck, but it's just a Chaotic Impact. Alright, Guzma's a really good card to get here. I'm gonna use Ultra Thrusters to preserve that energy as a pivot. We can go in with Kartana and hit for 40. This way, if they probably do run like Cape, Potion, Center Lady, so they probably have the nuts here. They have Irida. Okay, same difference. Alright, so we should win here. Because we have the Guzzlord, we have Lusamine. We have 2 energies in the discard, right? Yep, we do. We have Attach, Thrusters. Into Knockout. It's a Dark deck. Could be Guzzlord, could be Dark Giratina. Yeah. Okay, it is Darkrai. So we do hit for weakness, that's really good. For going second, we are going second, so we will get a lot of damage in, which is nice. They played a research plus helmet. This is fine. Okay. Yes, GG's. The deck's pretty smooth when you can get all the pieces together. Am I worried yet about Nightmare Aura? No, because I can Erica next turn. Or I can put the Leaf Cape on. Alright, second Darkrai comes down. Okay, they are attaching to the bench, which means they're willing to leave this as a wall. That's 2 points for us, so I'm fine with that. Okay, there's Cape. So Guzma would be really nice here. Pheromosa would actually be pretty decent as well. There's a Lusamine, so that's not bad. I can go ahead and start attaching to this guy. I'm gonna put the Cape on the active because Beastite could be really good on Buzzwole here to KO the Darkrai. So do I need to Erica still though? So I'm gonna take 20, that puts me down to 30. They Nightmare Aura, that puts me down to 10, so I should be fine. So we'll go Thrash, or not Thrash, what am I saying? Thrash Metal. Alright, there's the Tina. Or they are going to retreat though. So they'll retreat into the Tina. Now this would be nice if I could get Pheromosa here, because then I can knock out that Darkrai on the bench. I might have to just use the Erica on the Kartana to put more pressure. Okay, we have second Buzzwole, but I don't really want to put that in play either. I could split my energies now, but don't think that matters too much. Let's go Erica here. And then we can start pressuring the Tina too. So what we could do is force them to either have another leaf in hand, or we could draw Pheromosa, ping this Darkrai, hit this Darkrai for knockout, and then come in with Buzzwole, KO this. Now I do need to get Pheromosa though. That would be ideal. I don't know if they're going to attack with the Darkrai this turn. And they have Center Lady too. Ooh, Center Lady probably would have been better on this guy. Okay. And it's just a Broken Space Bella. So we have one more turn to work and pull something off. There's a Pheromosa. So this is nice. I could retreat. Go in. Ping ping. Ping ping knockout, Beastite on this knockout. Okay, I think that works. So we'll do this. They could Guzma though. I'm gonna hold it in case they don't Guzma. Because this gives me an extra 20 points to work with, so that I should be able to knock out even if I don't get Guzma. But then this also means they have to retreat the active. Otherwise I just KO it next turn. I'll still KO it next turn though. No, it just looks like it's a Nightmare Aura. They don't attach retreat. Alright. That should be game. So then what we do is you just attach here. Ultra Thrusters. Put this Buzzwole into the active. We use the Beast-ite to increase our damage to 140, I believe. Yep. And then we take a knockout on the Tina. It was a spider.